Hello and welcome to another episode of TV. And in this episode, we're going to recap the 2012 NCAA tournament. You could go to ESPN, you could go to CBS, you could go to True TV and get all your stats and all that. But I want to give you my opinion and my take on the game last night between the Kansas Jayhawks and the Kentucky Wildcats. The score wound up being 67-59. And if you're a true basketball fan, you can't be shocked at that. You knew that if Kansas had a shot to win this game, it needed to be 68-67 or 70-67 for Kansas to win this game. And if I would have told you that the Wildcats would have won by 8 to 10 points, would you really have been shocked? Come on, would you? But anyway, let's talk about the game for a second. Let's talk about my man, Anthony Davis. I mean, this dude has been killing it throughout the tournament. Now, listen to this line that he had. One of the most unusual ones for a player that completely dominated the game. 6 points, but 1 from 10 from the field. 16 rebounds, 6 blocks, 5 assists, and 3 steals. And let me tell you, the dude dominated the game. And if you're a real fan, you know what I'm talking about. Dudes were coming in the lane, kind of a little bit scarred, trying to alter their shot, kicking it out when they knew the shot was there. And another player that I felt that really dominated the game that I think a couple years down the road we might be talking about as, along with Anthony Davis, one of the kids that was unsung but one of the better players in this class, and that being Deron Lamb from Queens. This dude had 22 points, 7 from 12 from the field, and 3 for 6 3-point field goals. But what the killer was, in the second half, under 5 minutes, and Kansas was making their patented rush, he hit back-to-back threes to give the Wildcats a comfortable lead. Deron Lamb by far is their best jump shooter, and we know in the NBA right now, although the typical big man down low is fading and it's becoming a jump shoot league, I think himself, along with Michael Kidd-Gilchrist, will be extremely successful in the league. And Anthony Davis reminds me of a more talented offensively Marcus Camby, but not as talented Tim Duncan in terms of he was a good defender as Marcus Camby, but although he has an offensive game, not as offensively skilled as Tim Duncan when both those players were both at college. And look at how those careers round up. I'm just saying. But anyway, the game was exciting, but I also want to talk a little bit about Mr. John Calapari. People aren't realizing this, but the dude has basically reinvented the way you recruit. Every year, ever since the John Wall class, and let's even take it back to Derrick Rose at Memphis, he gets the best players, one and done, and pretty much he says, you're going to stay here for a year, so I'm going to recruit a new team every year. And when the John Walls go to the NBA, the DeMarcus Cousins go to the NBA, the Michael Knights go to the NBA, I'm going to have a Jeff Teague. I'm going to have an Anthony Davis. I'm going to have a Michael Kidd-Gilchrist. I mean, I want a response from you, the fan. Do you think Calipari, what he's doing is good, or do you think it's bad for college basketball? The rule is you have to stay for 1 year and leave. If you're really good, kids are leaving after 1 year anyway. And when you talk about graduation rates of kids going to school for education, look, if you're staying for 4 years, you're staying for your education. If you're trying to make it to the NBA, let's keep it 100. Are you really going there for the education? Or are you going there for the exposure and for the prime time? You tell me. But that's all that I have for you in this episode of TV. The Kentucky Wildcats, once again, the 2012 national champions of the NCAA basketball. Peace. Hard work and dedication will always get you where you want to be.